Ooh, coal. Shiny! Oh, no, 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 no! Never dig up. Hello guys, and welcome back to Never Dig Up channel. Today's the big day. We're going to do day 2 of the MobTrap EXP farm combo. And hopefully we'll get everything covered today, so you'll be able to go out there and finish yours up and have the whole thing complete. So I actually rebuilt this whole thing on a single player map. Although I built it first on a multiplayer map, that server reset, so I'm not able to go on there. They reset the whole map. I don't have anything anymore. It's all gone. Whatever I built's gone. Again, it's about the third or fourth time they did that. But anyway, it's going to be better for you guys because now that I have it rebuilt again on a single player map, I've made some improvements, and it's going to be easy to get around and to see from outside because I've built it above ground. So it actually works to your benefit. But in case you didn't see the first video, or if you've needed a little refresher what's going on here, normally that would be a skeleton spawner. Let's turn the lights on. And notice that the lights just come on all at the same time, 1, 2, 3. They don't go one and then the next one and the next one. I'm going to show you guys how to do that too, so they all come on at the same time. On at the same time and off at the same time, just in case you don't know. Anyway, if you have a sharp eye, you might see that that's a pig spawner because I'm in single player and I don't really know how to change it into a skeleton spawner, but it's not important. What's important to understand is that the waterways will change. So right now the water's coming from the back over there, and it goes 8 spaces into the hole, down between the glass, and it continues on over here. And this would be ideal if you're going to go AFK and make a sandwich or something. You just come stand on the collection pad right here with the light off, and the skeletons would be spawning, drowning behind the glass, and all the items would come out here and fill your inventory with goodies. The other way is the item collection mode. So watch the waterways when I throw this lever. You see you saw the pistons pop out there? There's pistons moved up there too, and the waterways change. Now we don't need this stream down here anymore, just ignore that. What's going on now is the skeletons would be spawning up there, falling down into the waterway, and going down that hole. And that hole drops about 22 blocks, something like that. And when they get down there, they're just one-hit kills. So you let them build up for a while, and you come down here and hit them with your fist or a piece of meat or whatever you want. And they're just one-hit kills. Or you could throw a, what is that, a potion of instant healing? Throwable one, and just kill them all at one time. That's the preferred method. Let's take another look at how this changes. Alright, so there's a whole row of pistons up there that changes when I throw the switch, changes the waterway, and there's a row of pistons down here that changes. And actually, let me show you real quick the prototype upstairs, because it might make it easier to understand where we started and where we're going. So this was the first one, and it looks similar to the one that I had built in the multiplayer world, where the pistons were exposed from the front. And the idea was the water's coming from above, the water stream's long enough for it to reach through here and go all the way down, so it's an item collection mode. But if I throw this, it blocks off the water from above, and now the water's coming from below. But see how it's back? It's back one space farther than the other water was. So it only comes to here. And on this version I was trying to get the water stream to go all the way across so that they'd all collect in one spot and drop down a hole right there. But I had some trouble with the piston, because if I move the whole waterway this way, the piston ends up interfering. So I think that's why I started rebuilding it again over here. And on this version, the piston's down here. It's actually pointing up and down instead of sideways now. And what I decided is to make the water go halfway. So this side was going to make the water go halfway and stop here. This side would go halfway and stop there, and the hole would go straight down. And for some reason I abandoned this one. I know one thing I got interested in was I decided I wanted to put the levers side by side, because my other one, I think I had a space or two between the levers. In fact, originally I was going to put one lever on one side and one on the other side. But I wanted to be able to put them right next to each other. But I never finished the lighting on this one. So I did figure out how to put the levers side by side, like this. So 2 separate systems with the levers side by side by putting redstone torches on the back. So the redstone torch, they don't send the signal side to side. They send it straight out. Well, it does come to the side over here, right? But for some reason they don't interfere with each other when they're side by side like this. So that's how I solved that problem, and you can use that on your design if you decide to continue on and do this project on your own. So normally we would build this on a mob spawner that we found close to the surface. This one's built outside so you can see better. Now, where am I going to start? It's funny how every time I come out, I come back and there's squids in here. As soon as I get here, they die. It's weird. Alright, so I got the lights, I showed you the pistons. Where do we start? Let's look at the waterways, I think. That's where we probably should start. I'm just going to open this up so I can get back and forth quickly and easily. Alright, so in this mode, item collection mode, the water's coming from above. Oh, and you may notice I fixed it so the pistons aren't visible from the front anymore, right? The pistons are coming from the back now. Let me change the mode and you'll be able to see it better. Alright, so I shut off the water. These pistons came out toward me. They were back a little bit further when they were, they're expanded now, but when they were contracted, they scooted back and the water was coming in from above. So right now the water is being held above these blocks right here. All the chiseled stone blocks, which I think are very fancy. I like chiseled stone. And when it's in this mode, now the water's coming from below. So you can imagine if these were back and the water's coming down, it's flowing over this ledge right here, right? It drops down and the water stream starts right here on this block. So it goes 8 blocks before it stops, right? So you can count these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's going to go into this trench and then it's going to continue on because down there it's going to start counting again. And it's going to go 8 and it's going to stop right on this ledge over here. So when it's in this mode, the water's actually back 1 block, right? Just like we saw in the other first model that was outside. So it starts back there. This is actually 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the 8th block. The water stops right on the edge here. You can see that it stopped right there, right? This water is coming from the sides. Yeah, excuse me. So there's the source block for this one. And there's a piston. Again, I used chiseled stone right there, see? So the piston on this block right here is contracted. So right now it's open, allowing this water to flow all the way through, and it stops right in the middle. So in this mode, the skeletons would spawn. They come down here, and they get pushed down the hole. Boom. Now they're a one-hit kill. I used to use vines to make sure that they were consistent, that they took consistent damage. So I would come down a little ways, and then I'd put a button or a sign or something, and then I'd put one piece of vine here, and then I'd put another button or something to stop it from growing. So there'd just be 1 block of vine, and then I could count exactly how many spaces down I wanted to go. Because the problem is, when the skeletons come down here and they're all happy jumping around, they could jump right on the edge, and now they're dropping 1 extra block, right? Where these other guys, most of them come down the side here, and they might or might not be jumping, but I'm already 1 block down, right? The guy that dropped from the top dropped a block more than me, and if he was jumping, he jumped from 2 blocks higher. So with this design, you might notice once in a while you get a skeleton that dies when he hits the bottom, but most of them should come down over here, or maybe not jump, and there still be one-hit kills. It works pretty good still. So I think that explains the waterways pretty well. Let's go look how this thing's wired. Is it nighttime? Yeah. Let's make it daytime again. Where to start? Where's the levers? There's the levers. So we're inside, got the levers here. Let's throw our lever. See that one? It lights up this line right here, which comes out here. and that goes up to control the lights. Alright, let's take a look at the lights, because I told you I'd show you how they work. How am I going to do this? Let's put a lever on there. Oh, it's already on, I got to turn it off. That's the lights. Okay, excuse me. So, let's take another look. I throw the switch, lights are all on. Throw the switch, lights are all off. So when the source comes up here, it hits this first repeater. Why did I have two repeaters? Oh, because I made a delay of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A delay of 5, actually. So here's the thing. Every repeater delays your signal by 1 tick. It's not really a second, but it's a tick, whatever a tick is. So the very first light is delayed 5 ticks, and the way we can tell is because this repeater right close to the light here, by default is in this position. That's 1 tick already, right? Plus I can add another one, 2, 3. That's 4 ticks delay already. And then this one's in default position. That's 5 ticks. So it's going to take 5 ticks, almost like 5 seconds, right? But it's not that long, before this light will come on. So when I throw this, you actually saw the delay, didn't you? It took a moment for that light to come on, and during that time these other ones are getting their signal. So remember that 5 ticks for that one. Signal comes through here, it's not delayed here, it's only delayed when it hits these repeaters. So not delayed yet, it comes through here, bam, there's 1 tick delay. Oops, I didn't mean to hit that. It comes around over here, there's 2 ticks delay. Well, actually this is set on 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we already had 1 tick back there, plus 4 more. That's 5. This one also has a 5 tick delay, just like the first one did. So the signal comes through here. Everybody's got a 1 tick delay already when they hit that first repeater. We're going around this repeater for the next one. There's another one in default position, so that's a 2 tick delay, plus 3, 4, 5. Right? Because this is in, that would be 3, 4, and that's 5. So that's got a 5 tick delay. There were 2 repeaters on the line, remember? One around the corner, comes around here, that's 2. We'll go around this. That's 3. Plus this one's got a 2 tick delay, so 3 and 2 is 5. It's 1 tick delay in that position, and 1 more tick. So all of these have a 5 tick delay, and that's why they all come on and go off at the same time. So hopefully that makes sense. Hope I didn't bore you guys too much with that. I don't think that's what everyone was here to see, but one more thing that hopefully somebody will get something out of. So the other part, here comes the trap collection mode. So let's turn that one on. So the lights went up this path here, this one, and you can see I actually wired this one a little differently than I showed you guys outside. But this torch comes straight out and goes right into that line, doesn't interfere with this torch. This torch comes out, goes right into that line, can't quite reach that line over there, so they don't interfere with each other at all. So this one's on, comes out here. Now this block's up here with a torch on it because it needs to be inverted when it's in this position. And what is this position? This is item collection mode. Really? Is something wrong here? Did I break something already? Item collection mode, the water should be coming all the way out here. Don't tell me I have it labeled backwards. EXP grinder. I have it labeled backwards, that's all. Usually I label the sign right, but so when it's down, that's the EXP grinder. You know what? Let's fix that. That's interesting. I thought I had fixed that already. Because I wanted to make it when the handle was down, the skeletons would fall down into the hole, right? That's why it was down. That's what it was supposed to signify. So in this case, When the lever is down, this line is not powered, but this piston is powered. So it seems like all I need to do to fix this is change these. I'll make that not powered and make this powered. That should fix it. Right? Yeah. So now that's EXP grinder in this mode, and it is. They'll come out and go down the hole. And then when it's up like this, this should be item collection mode. Funny how I had that backwards. I thought I had that all figured out already. Alright, so do I have this line energized? Yeah. So this lever's up. The line's energized. Up means item collection mode, which means signal comes down here. Oh yeah, it goes all the way over. Right, we've got the signal on, and this piston is up, which blocks that water from coming across, because in item collection mode, I don't want that water coming across. I want it to come right down, and I want these guys to all drown in here. And remember, this was closed. I just opened that up so you can see the water stream. This should be closed like that. So there's only one block open right there, so no mobs are going to get stuck in there. Alright, so we got the energized line coming to that piston, which is stopping the water from going across so they can all drown in this mode. And we also have this line pointing off with a torch on the side, which is an inverter, right? So every time this line changes, if it was not powered, that becomes powered, and it powers the rest of the line. When it is powered, that torch goes off. So this line is unpowered right now, and let's see why. Comes here, this is just extending the power again, extending the power here. Probably don't need to extend the power there, huh? Redstone wire would work. Okay, so these are the pistons that are holding the water from above, and I'll show you what I'm talking about right here. So remember those chisel stone blocks? Let's go back inside, take a look. That's those chisel stone blocks right there. So right now they are not powered, they're back, and the water is coming down. Let's just change it now. Now they should be powered, right? It's pushing out. Oh, come on. So I changed it, sorry. It's in EXP grinder mode now. So this line is actually powered now. It's going to all these redstone repeaters pointing right at the back of the pistons. And then I dug down one block here, actually 2 blocks. This is the one, you know what, I don't know if I showed you that. But there's a, I like to use redstone ore, so that when the skeletons come down I can see which block they're standing on, because sometimes I'll stand back there and shoot at them with my bow or something, and I just kind of think it looks cool. So this one also has an inverter on the line, so when these guys are out, when they're powered like they are now, this is in EXP grinder mode. So those are out, the water's coming across and it's stopping right there, and the skeletons are falling down into that hole right there. And this piston needs to be contracted at that time to pull back this block to open up the hole so that they can fall inside. So when we're powering these ones, we want to not be powering that one, and that's why there's another inverter right here. So this is how the line gets inverted with a redstone torch on the side, just like we did on the other side over there. Okay, so we have this inverter here. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody. If not, you can just see what I've done here and copy it. And then I just brought the signal from the other side here, I had to invert it again because this piston, when these guys are energized, this one needs to be... Let me think about this. Is this right? These are energized, so that's closing the waterway. Yeah, it needs to be de-energized because it comes down to let the water come out, and that waterway is bringing the skeletons where they can fall down that hole. So that's right. So this line's barely energized to here. Maybe that's why I had that repeater over there. Looks like we barely made it. And it gets inverted so that piston can contract and let the water out. So I hope that made sense. Hope I'm not going too fast. So this line also continues on upstairs. It's energized right now, and it points to all these pistons up here. So this is stopping this water from going down. And of course, if it wasn't energized, it would contract and the water would be coming down. So right now it's energized. Because it's an EXP grinder mode, so I don't want the water coming through here, right? If it was not energized, those would be back, the water would be coming out through here, and it would be going all the way down and coming across over here. And you'll notice, I think I showed you the one outside where I had a problem with this other design, that we only had 2 blocks of space behind the spawner, right? When the pistons were built in the upright position like that. And by putting the pistons in the back the way we did here, now we've recovered that space, so we actually have the 3 blocks. So if you build it, if you orient this thing in the right direction, and you can tell if you have 3, south, west, north, east, and it also has a number. Let's see, where is it? 0. There's 0, 1, 2, and 3, right? The 0 and the 1 are 4 blocks away. That's the spawnable area from a spawner. Because you know the spawner has an 8 by 8, 8 this way, 8 that way, and 2 blocks above, 2 blocks below where it can spawn mobs, right? So in order to get 8, the spawner itself takes 1 space. So you end up with 4 spaces on one side and 3 spaces on the other because the spawner takes a space. So you can't have an even number on every side, or they didn't design it that way. So the way you can tell is the direction 0, which is south, and the direction 1, which is west. They both have, or they both will spawn up to 4 blocks away. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 blocks on this side, and this is the 0 direction, right? This is the 1 direction. That should be 4. The 3 and 4, oh, sorry, 2, the direction 2 and 3, which is north and east, can only spawn 3 away. So is that 3? 1, 2, 3. I think it's actually 4 blocks here because I wanted to make it symmetrical. But this side actually is only 3. 1, 2, 3, and that's fine. This spawner only spawns up to 3 spaces on this side anyway. So I built it this way on purpose, making sure that I was going east on this side. Yeah. Either way would have worked. I could have built it with this being the backside or this being the backside, direction north or direction east as the backside, because I only have 3 spawnable spaces there. And if any of these things I'm saying, if I'm going too fast or it doesn't make sense, leave a comment and I'll try to explain it for you. I'll try to make it more easy to understand. So have I explained everything? I thought this was going to be very complicated, but I think I've covered everything already. So that should do it. You guys should be able to build your very own convertible MobTrap EXP farm combo, and I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I've enjoyed using mine. It works really great, and it's fun to have something that's... Oh, what did I do? Now see, this is why I had to build this thing in single player mode, because on my multiplayer map I had so many errors that I had to go in there and fix. I made so many times I got tired and I threw a switch when I shouldn't have. You saw what I did, right? Oh, where is it? I broke a block back here so I could show you. Oh, I only washed away 2 little things. It's no big deal. But I broke some blocks here so I could show you that redstone, and then I went through the lever and now the water's coming in here. So, what was that? That was brick right there. Let's just put this back. I think it was like that. There you go. That should have fixed it. And then I don't know what I had here. Maybe grass. Yeah, that should be fine. So fortunately this time, that's all that got broken when I spilled water. I've done worse before. The water still looks messed up, but I think it's because water's just kind of like that sometimes. You mess up the flow and it remembers. Seems to have some kind of memory. Yeah, so here it comes. There, so there's our item collection mode. And there's our mob spawner mode. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you learned anything or had a good time, please feel free to rate, comment, or subscribe. I enjoy reading your comments, and we'll see you around. Thanks for dropping by. Never dig out.